Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Hilltop Pillbox in Abbotsford, British Columbia, Canada. And this is the UK Turn 5, the BBR4 post-election apocalypse. And it's an apocalypse, all right. And the Allies are actually getting hammered everywhere you look. We're having little moral victories here and there by shooting down a couple of planes. But beyond that, the Axis are doing pretty much everything they want to do, and we just simply have been unable to stop them. Everywhere we turn, we get beat. So we're tired of turning. But we're on turn 5, so at least there's only 3 more turns for us to get our butts handed to us. The US is looking pretty good. They've got a lot of stuff going for them, but UK is dead in the water. The Soviets are well, yeah, not looking too happy over where they are. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. We're going to play this to the bitter end, but I think everybody realizes the writing's kind of on the wall on this one. But again, it's a play test. Remember, this is a play test, and as Sigh had said on his video, he likes some things he's going to keep, and other things are definitely going. And yeah, there's some definite things going. It's tilted very heavily in the early going to the Axis because of a couple of minor changes that obviously are going to get tossed out. But hey, it's fun to try these things out and see how they go, and see if there's any way to come back. And I love the way we're doing these things because what Sired's job is, and well, I don't know if it's his job, but his desire is to give us new gaming experiences, right? We all know that there have been many different iterations of Global 40 come out, which this map was initially based upon, and then had some changes, obviously, with the artwork and different impassable things, and the values of things have been changing. As you can see, there's different things worth different things, and you know, we've got the Commonwealth added, and these are all amazing things so that the game does not become stagnant. And that's the one thing you don't want to have happen. I have no idea if this idea is going to work. I've got an idea to make China a bit more relevant, because it seems like in every game, China gets pushed up to the back corner. The Japanese end up having enough forces that the Chinese can't attack them, and the Air Force is always there to hammer them if they get out of hand, right? Like it's the same script every time. And then Japan comes down here, and if Britain is doing anything else, they'll take Calcutta, which they did. We were able to wipe out some of the Japanese transports a couple of rounds ago, so his move to the Money Islands was stifled. But he hasn't needed them, right? Because he's up here. They're going to get their resource point. They're going to get the oil point likely. So it's, you know, there's all these different things to go for. And also with the eight turn limit, that's the beauty of the game, right? Is you can really plan out what the last round may look like for you 2 or 3 turns beforehand. Say, okay, well, if we build this can move this far. These guys can go here. This can block this, and all that kind of stuff. So it's a new gaming experience. I highly recommend you head over to siredblood.com. You know, buy the map, nice and inexpensive, and there are changes being made still. This is actually, I think this is the first version. So since then, there's been some changes. They've added a couple more territories in here. This is open now, so whoever's here can just walk through. And there's some different things, like this is all pro-Axis now instead of being pro-Allied. So this all the Middle East is pro-Axis, which I agree with. I think that's a great move. I didn't like having extra guys here, so I think they're going to dump that. But of course, they got lucky hits, but still, the idea that they have that the Allies can't just saunter a guy through and get all powerful in the Middle East without any kind of a fight. So on this version, I wasn't privy to all the decision making and whatnot, but in this version, the French ships here, when Germany takes all 3 territories, the French ships become German, and now Italy only has to go this direction, and that's allowed Italy to basically go unopposed at their leisure, and there's nothing we can do about it. We just don't have the horses to do anything about it. We've been annoying, but that's about it. Now Italy built a factory last turn in there, so it's pretty much curtains for Africa, and likely the Middle East because of it. So they're going to take a look at that and maybe give those ships back to the French and make the Italians have to split their forces a little bit. And also there were some French infantry that are up in here typically that they erased from the game. So Italy had no natural enemies. So we're probably going to look at, yeah, we're putting these back. I think Sigh said, yeah, we're going to put those guys back there. And it keeps Italy a little bit more honest. But in this game, hey, we tried it, and we've proved to ourselves and proved to the world that we're willing to try anything to just see, how will people react to this stuff? How will they proceed if you're up against it? And it really, we also invented the Commonwealth, or Sigh invented the Commonwealth, and so Commonwealth owns this factory, so we've been able to use Commonwealth money to build a factory here. So the plus side is that if Sydney's not under any duress, which they aren't yet, but they sure could be at any moment, they can spend all their money here, and they've been spending a great deal of it here in order to help stifle the Italian move in there. So there's a little bit of a balance struck there to help out a bit, right? But we've seen that that's been probably not as effective, especially since they go after Italy. So Italy can do what it wants first, and then these guys have to respond. Plus this is one of those battles where Italy comes in, and we have, I think we had like 12 dice. 6 of them were at 3 in 2 rounds of combat, and the other 6 dice were 2s, and we only got 3 hits on them. So if we had even rolled average, they'd only have a couple of tanks and an artillery left. But we didn't, and that happens sometimes. And they've rolled poorly in some places. We've rolled poorly in some places. We've had some luck with our AA guns, and if we hadn't, I think this game would still look even much worse than it is. So that's nice. But anyway, we're going to get down to it now. We're going to get down to fighting. So I've got 29 bucks. Sorry for the long segue there. I got 29 bucks. 24 is going into building. So I got a fighter, a destroyer, and 2 men are being built. And here's the attacks. So we've got a man going into Chile. We've got the bomber and the fighter that you can't barely see in there. So we got that. We have a tank going to blitz through Syria into Trans-Jordan. And we're going to bring some tacticals in here to hopefully target select that thing so I don't lose my tank to some freak show. Here we're going to have 4 infantry come in with a tank into Calcutta, because we don't want the Japanese to have building abilities there on turn 6. Turn 7, whatever, but turn 6, I don't like that. All right, so here we go. Let's start with Chile, and not a lot of hope for this one, but 2 hits is all it needs. 2 hits and we'll be good. Hey, look at that. Well done, my bomber paid off. But now, and we'll use the same dice that just got the hits. Oh, all the hits were gone. Sorry, Frenchies. Of course, not Frenchies. Now, I did this with the understanding, and I asked some of the guys, I said, is this pro-axis? I believe it is. If this is an actual strict neutral still, guys, then this attack never happened. Okay, so I didn't get an answer back, and I've got to shoot now, so we'll see. I only asked my side. I didn't ask the other side because I didn't want to tip my hat. All right, so if that turned all the hardcore axis or the strict neutrals against me, then I didn't do that. Erase, erase, erase.
It never happened.
All right, and I didn't take any hits, so it's not like I'm squirming about. All right, well, let's do this one here. So we've got 3 at 3 target selects to start. We just need a single hit, and we got it. All right, so we're going to take that. There we go. And then this is the one that I really hope goes well. So I've got 4 at 1 and 1 at 3 versus 3 at 2. So this is not a foregone conclusion at all. All right. Whoa, the infantry got a hit. All right, so I got 1 hit. So he's got 3 dice coming back, and he got 1 hit. All right, so I'm going to lose 1 white die. And here we go. Oh, guys, come on. He's got 2 guys left. Okay, that's all right. That's all right. Here we go. Oh, nice shooting, Tex. There we go. And his last 2, he got 1 more hit. So I lose 2 infantry off of this stack here. He loses the 3. And India goes back to its rightful owner. Britain, not India. All right. I'm going to get phone calls, aren't I?
You know how this is going to turn out, don't you?
Anyway, here we go. All right, so that's it for the battles. All our non-coms now. So we're going to move in 1 AA gun. Maybe we'll shoot down some more stuff. Actually, you know what? I'm going to move in 2 AA guns. That way I have 6 at 2. Take that, G.I. Joe. That'll learn you. All right, we can get rid of this stuff here. And all these planes are going to land in Iraq. They have 2 spots left, but we're just going to make them go 1. Just 1 spot. All right, and that's gone away. And I believe... Oh, my phone just buzzed, so maybe they got back to me to say, no, it's a strict neutral. Don't do it. Well, if it is a strict neutral, I didn't do it.
I didn't do it!
I believe I get Syria now because they were taken over by the Italians I liberated, so I believe I do get that. But time will tell. All right, here we go with our non-coms. Non-com, these 2 fellows are going to hop on Mr. Transport, go 1, 2, and we're going to land in Ethiopia. Take that, Italy. And we are going to bring over a cruiser. And what do you got? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you're not going to do that. That's just crazy talk. All right, so we're going to bring those guys over like that. All fine and dandy. So I got a battleship and a cruiser there. Those guys are all done. And we'll leave those guys there. Yeah. You'd think with so few things on the board it would be an easy thing to decide, but no, it ain't. Alright, do that. Move that over there. These 3 boats are going to come over to Brazil. Bomber's going to come back. Fighter's going to come back. Alright, and again, sorry folks that I didn't actually find out beforehand. Again, if that turns all the strict neutrals against us, it didn't happen. And that is it for those moves. Yeah, that's it there. All right. Yeah, I think that's everything there. Okay. Placements. All right, so 2 men are going in Brazil, and a destroyer is going in 86. And the fighter is... Oh, shoot, I can't even build that.
Wrong!
I forgot I had all that damage on my factory, but... Haha! I do have $5 left. Totally forgot my factory. So I'm going to take 5 damage off the factory. I think we had 14 on there, actually. So I'm going to have 9. I think that's 9 now. I think I put the wrong chip. So I had 14 on there. I paid 5. So that knocks it down to 9, which means I can build 1 unit. Oh, that's good, because I really needed that fighter there. All right. That should be good. All right, going to do the rundown of everything, and then we will collect our meager funds, and we're going to get convoyed to death as well because of the stupid subs. All right. That's for all my fans out there who want to mock me for saying stupid subs. But hey, I'm keeping it PG. Should be happy. Here we go. In Chile, we got 2 infantry. In Brazil, we have 2 infantry, 1 fighter, 1 bomber. In 86, we have a battleship, a cruiser, and 2 destroyers. In the UK, we have a fighter, a mech. We have 5 guys. We have 5 AA guns, 6 damage on the naval port, and 9 damage on the factory. In Ethiopia, we have 2 infantry. In 76, we have a battleship, a cruiser, and a transport. In Trans-Jordan, we have a tank. In Iraq, we have 3 tacticals and 2 fighters. In Eastern Iran, we have 1 mech. In West India, we have 3 infantry. In Calcutta, we have 2 infantry, 1 tank, and 2 AA guns. In 79, we have 2 British destroyers, 1 French destroyer, and 2 British cruisers. And that's all we have on the board. Easy peasy. And our money, oh, my battery's just about dead here. Our money, we start with 30, we'll just count what we got. That's easier. Okay, so we've got 9, and then we have 2, 4, 6, so that's 15, 16, that's French, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 33. Then we also get $4 for owning these ones here. The Soviets took that one, so they get the money. So we get $4 for these two. That's 33. That's $37. Okay, but now we're going to get convoyed. So here's up to $2 here. So we'll just roll it right here. Okay, so 2, and then that's the max. So that's $2. I'll put that right there. And then the way that they're doing the convoying in this game is that this is an automatic 4, so they only need to roll 5, and they got it, lots of 3s. Okay, so that's another 9, so that's $11. So I go from 37 down 11 to 26. So I'll have $26 to spend next round, and that's it. Now, that is on the caveat that this was pro-Axis, which I believe it is. So that'll be 26. If not, I will have 24, and there will be 4 infantry in here, because obviously he would have just moved up. Okay? So hopefully that makes sense to everyone. All right. And I believe, wait a second. Yeah. So it's one or the other then. You folks can, or I'll find out, and I might find out before this actually gets posted, in which case I'll put a note on the video in the description. All right, well, there we go, folks. Sorry for the long-winded intro, but I know some people were saying, why are you getting your butts kicked so badly here? Don't you know how to play? And not quite so on the nose, but that kind of an idea is that you guys are really getting schooled. And you know what? I'll take nothing away from the Axis guys. They are obviously working well together. All 3 of them are just completely in sync and doing everything perfectly, and we are not. But also, with some bonuses to the Germans and the Italians and the Japanese. All got bonuses to start the game. It does hurt quite a bit. So Japan got 4 free infantry here, although they did have to take it. It wasn't, Siam is only worth 2. Actually, it's worth 2, so it's worth double, plus they got 4 infantry on there to start, but they had to take it. So they don't start with the $1, but they just walk on and get the 2. And then, of course, I've told you about the French ships here, and no French infantry in Africa. And then the Germans got the free boats and whatnot. So there are some things that have gone on that have helped the Axis, and now I think they're going to ratchet that back a little bit. And an idea I had for China, and I'm just going to leave you with this idea. Please put your thoughts in the comments below.
I want to know what you're thinking.
With China, my idea is very simply this. They start with twice the amount of infantry, but in order to attack, they need 2 infantry for every 1. Okay, so they have a stronger defense. So Japan has more stuff to attack. They still defend at 2, each one of them. But to muster an attack, you need 2 infantry to attack at a single die. And I'd like to try that sometime. I don't know if Sired's going to do that. It might not work with the different mechanics of the game. But I like that idea. I'd like to try. I've tried it on G40. I've never tried it on this. And it seemed to work really well. It kept Japan a little bit more concerned with China. So historically, it's definitely a reach back into the past. Gameplay ability, it didn't seem to really wreck anything. So we'll find out if that's going to work. Too late for this game, obviously. Warpig's done a masterful job of keeping the Chinese a little bit relevant against the Japanese here. Like they've had to keep some stuff up here for sure. And but now they're going to be, they got no worries up here, and I mean, to be honest, no worries down here either. So it's been a fun ride, but here comes Japan. And there's not much we can do to stop them. Wish us luck, folks. Hope we can make a strong game out of it at the finish. And Italy goes next, and that's VK. And VK is going to do what VK does, which is bring the pain. Well, hey, we're looking forward to it. Everybody have yourselves a wonderful evening. And we'll see how this all works out on the BBR4. Thanks for watching.